When Jerusalem fell, the finest young men of Israel were taken to Babylon. Among them was Daniel, a youth of noble birth and exceptional wisdom. Though everything had been taken from him, his home, his temple, his freedom, one thing remained untouched: his faith in me. And that faith would be tested in ways he never imagined. I gave Daniel wisdom and understanding beyond his years. He interpreted dreams that baffled the king's wisest men. He spoke truth when others only flattered. Through the reigns of multiple kings, Daniel rose in power and influence. By the time of King Darius, Daniel was one of the 3 highest officials in all the empire. Daniel so distinguished himself by his exceptional qualities that King Darius planned to set him over the entire kingdom. The other officials were consumed with jealousy. They searched for grounds to accuse him, examining his work, investigating his conduct. But they found nothing corrupt in him. He was completely trustworthy. We will never find any basis for charges against this man, the officials concluded, unless it has something to do with the law of his God. They knew Daniel's weakness, which was actually his greatest strength. 3 times every day, he knelt at his window facing Jerusalem and prayed. He had done this for decades. He would not stop now. They approached King Darius with a proposal. "O king, live forever. Issue a decree that for 30 days, anyone who prays to any god or human, except to you, shall be thrown into the lion's den." The king, flattered by this display of loyalty, signed the decree. What he did not know was that he had just signed his friend's death warrant. When Daniel learned about the decree, he knew exactly what it meant. He went home to his upper room, where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. And 3 times that day, just as he had always done, he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to me. He could have prayed in secret. He chose not to hide. The officials were watching, waiting. They caught Daniel praying and asking me for help. They rushed to the king. "Did you not sign a decree," they said, "that for 30 days, anyone who prays to any god but you would be thrown to the lions?" Darius suddenly realized the terrible trap. His beloved friend Daniel was the target all along. Darius was deeply distressed. He tried desperately to find a way to save Daniel, working until sunset to rescue him. But the officials pressed him. "The law of the Medes and Persians cannot be changed," they reminded him. "Not even by the king." Darius had no choice but to give the order. Daniel was brought and thrown into the pit of lions. Before the stone was rolled over the opening, Darius called out to him, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." The stone was sealed with the king's signet ring. Daniel descended into darkness, surrounded by the sound of hungry lions. King Darius returned to his palace, but he could not eat. He refused entertainment. Sleep would not come to him. All night long, he tossed and turned, thinking of Daniel in that pit, imagining the worst. He did not know what I was doing in that den, but he was about to find out. But Daniel was not alone in that darkness. I sent my angel to shut the mouths of the lions. Those beasts that could tear a man apart in seconds lay down beside Daniel like lambs. All night long, they kept him warm with their bodies. The den that was meant to be his tomb became his sanctuary. At the first light of dawn, Darius hurried to the lion's den. His heart was pounding as he called out in an anguished voice, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" And then, from the darkness below, came the most beautiful sound the king had ever heard. "O king, live forever." Daniel's voice echoed from the pit. "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, O king." Darius could hardly believe his ears. Daniel was alive. The king commanded Daniel to be lifted out. When they examined him, no wound was found on him, because he had trusted in me. Not a scratch, not a bite, not a single injury. The lions that should have devoured him had become his protectors. Faith had turned a death sentence into a testimony. Darius then commanded that those who had falsely accused Daniel be thrown into the lion's den, along with their families. Before they reached the floor of the den, the lions overpowered them and crushed all their bones. The lions were hungry. They had simply been restrained by divine power from touching Daniel. Then King Darius wrote to all nations and peoples of every language throughout the land. He issued a decree that in every part of his kingdom, people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, enduring forever. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in heaven and on earth. So Daniel prospered during the reign of Darius and the reign of Cyrus the Persian. His faith had not only saved his life, but had led an empire to acknowledge the one true God. One man's faithfulness had changed history. This is what happens when you refuse to compromise. Daniel did not know if I would save him. He prayed anyway. He did not demand a miracle. He simply refused to stop talking to me. Whether in life or in death, he would be faithful. That is the faith that moves mountains. That is the faith that shuts the mouths of lions. Daniel in the lion's den points to a greater deliverance. One day, my own son would descend into the darkness of death and rise again victorious. The grave could not hold him, just as the lions could not harm Daniel. Every story of rescue foreshadows the ultimate rescue I have prepared for you, beloved child. What lions are circling you today? What threats demand that you stop praying, stop believing, stop trusting? Do not close your windows. Do not hide your faith. I am with you in every pit, every darkness, every trial. Keep praying. I am still shutting the mouths of lions. Until we speak again.